y amigas, I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Rory, and oh my goodness, we are so excited. It's an exciting time right now in Common Ground with, after more than a year of no language immersion travel. We're looking forward to summer of 2021 and getting back to our Spanish immersion travels. It's been more than a year of heartache after heartache and lockdown after lockdown, and COVID's just been so disruptive to every little aspect of our lives, your life as well.
Yeah, and your lives. And we are filled with hope and excitement. So we want to share some things with you.
Absolutely. So what are the programs we've got going this summer?
Okay, so there are 4 adult immersion programs. And when we say adult, here are the specifics. But for just general Spanish, any adult, doesn't matter your profession or if you're retired or whatever, just general Spanish right there. If you want to travel with your family and want a family immersion experience, host families, Spanish classes together as family, that's for you. Medical Spanish immersion, this is for, Rory, why don't you tell who this is for?
Yeah, so our Medical Spanish immersion program is for anyone who's working in healthcare or interested in going into healthcare. So we'll have some university students, we'll have some working professionals, retired professionals. The whole focus is building your clinical language skills.
Yeah, and then we have our Spanish immersion for educators trip, and this is for, there are 2 tracks of educators that can join this trip. Teachers that are Spanish teachers, non-native Spanish teachers like myself and like Rory, that sometimes we just get stuck in our classroom environment and we're the experts at using our Spanish in our classroom environment, but really want to be able to expand beyond the 4 walls of our classrooms. Or teachers that work in dual language immersion schools or just in schools where there's a high percentage of Spanish-speaking population family students that they need to communicate with. So we have ESL teachers and special ed teachers and math teachers and
classroom teachers,
4th grade teachers, 3rd grade teachers that join this program, as well as Spanish teachers.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so program dates. We've got 1-week programs all the way up to 6-week programs. So the 1-week programs has the most number of start dates. There's kind of a rolling start date. So starting June 26th and every Saturday after that up until July 17th, there are start dates. If you're looking at a 2-week program, 2-week programs, again, starting June 26th, the last start date for your 2-week programs are July 10th. 3-week programs, just a couple start dates, June 26th or July 3rd. 4-week programs, those same 2 start dates. 5-week programs, again, those same 2 start dates. And then there's 1 6-week program with just the June 26th start date. So be thinking about end of June, month of July, and those are your options for joining us on Spanish Immersion.
And we recommend arriving on a Saturday into Costa Rica. Sunday is an orientation day where we get you on board, meet your host family, learn about our town, Santo Domingo, our home base, and get you familiar. And then Monday, jump right into classes and volunteer work.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind that if you're going to start in one of these weeks where a program is already going, reach out to us first and say, hey, what's going on that weekend that I would arrive? We might suggest that you come in actually on Friday so you can join us on a weekend excursion.
Yeah, some volcanoes,
that's right.
Beaches.
Yep. All right, so there are 4 primary components to the program. We've got small group classes. You're not bunched in with everyone. You're sorted out based on your level, so in a class of 2 to 3. And community work. So we'll be in different communities doing our outreach work. Some of this might look a little different this year as COVID has impacted, of course, Costa Rica and communities, and we're expecting that all the adults on the program will be vaccinated, but we'll have to figure out what the community expectations are and protocols are there in Costa Rica. So that might look a little different. Leslie, you got the next 2?
Yeah, so host families is an integral element of our programs. It's where you get to practice your Spanish in a typical lifestyle environment outside of the classroom. So it's unstructured. You get not just a Spanish lesson, but lots of cultural lessons and experience as well. So we are in the process of going through our host families one by one and making sure that they are ready to go to host you. And then on the weekends are typically yours to do what you want. You can, if you're a person that likes downtime, you can take the weekend by yourself, travel by yourself, or you can join us. We'll do 2 or 3 organized group optional excursions this summer that you can join our our family and join us traveling around Costa Rica.
Yeah, so we are super thankful to have a group of healthcare workers who've been working with us on how to set up these summer travel programs so that we're being smart and safe and ethical in everything that we do with respect to COVID and traveling abroad. And so we've come up with a few sort of guidelines that we wanted to share with you that you can expect. And of course, this is such a rapidly changing situation that some of this stuff may end up changing by the time we travel. So.
Yeah. I will just add, so this kind of volunteer board of healthcare workers, they have all traveled on our programs to Costa Rica, Ecuador, Nicaragua before, and so they know really well, intimately, what our programs involve. So with that framework, they're helping us develop our protocols.
Yeah, absolutely. So hacerse la prueba de COVID negativa antes de viajar 72 horas. So we want you to have a negative COVID test before you travel. And also to be vaccinated as an adult. If vaccines are available to you in your situation, your state, your county, whatever, then the expectation is that you are vaccinated. Of course, there's the if you've had a recent infection and you have antibodies and it's recommended that you don't get vaccinated right away, well then of course that's acceptable as well. And Leslie?
Yeah, so we are going to follow the mask rules in Costa Rica at the time. Our whole goal is to be able to run a full program without disruption. Yep. So that's going to require us to follow the mask rules. What that's going to look like on a day-to-day basis is wearing your mask in Spanish class, not within your host families. And then when we do our volunteer work, absolutely. Yeah. On public transportation, you're going to wear your mask as well. And then on our excursions, there's some national parks where it's a tiny, tiny trail, and so masks are going to be required. And then where we can spread out and there's good ventilation outdoors, some masks are not required. But we're definitely going to follow the mask rules, mandates of Costa Rica and be cautious so that we can complete this program.
Yeah, absolutely. So social distancing throughout as well in your classes, etc. And, quarantine when necessary, if that's an exposure thing or if you end up infected, then we've got quarantine arrangements made. And in fact, the health insurance that's included in your program registration covers all of those costs of trip delay, quarantine, that sort of thing. But the whole idea is we want to do everything we can to prevent COVID within our groups while we're traveling, and so that we don't have to disrupt our programs. Yep. Okay? All right, and then as far as returning to the United States, there's currently only one requirement.
Yeah, this is mandated by the CDC right now in the U.S., but we have to have a negative COVID test in order to enter back into the U.S. So we are working with a lab or a hospital, and we will arrange all the details. We'll get you there, and then you'll need to pay for your COVID test in order to jump back on the plane and get back into the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is a current CDC requirement. Who knows if it's going to be a requirement in July when you're returning. If not, then we can avoid this step. All right, great. Hay un límite de espacios disponibles. There's definitely limited space available. So regístrese antes del 1 de mayo. Get registered before May 1st. And to do that, it's a $500 deposit to reserve your seat in the trip, and we would love to include you in our summer program.
And we want to be available for your questions. So you can email Rory or I, or pick up the phone and call us. I'll give you our emails and phone right now, unless you have it on there.
I don't have the emails on here, but we've got... So you can get more information on our main Spanish Immersion page, and in the email that you got about this video, we've got all those links in there too. And then, schedule a call with me if you're looking at the general adult program, the family program, or the medical program. Schedule a call with me. We'll talk through it. And if you're an educator, then schedule a call with Leslie.
Yep.
And we'll be glad to, make sure you've got all your questions answered.
Absolutely. So thanks so much. We're excited to be able to offer you this opportunity, and if you're not quite ready to travel, that is perfect. We're doing all we can to continue offering all our programs in 2022 and beyond as well.
Yeah. And so dedos cruzados, we're getting back to our regular routine of July programs and February programs.
Yeah. Okay.
Hasta
pronto.
Ciao, amigos.
Ciao.